Alright guys, welcome back to Underground Science, and in this video, we're going to be looking at neutrophils, stellate macrophages, and natural killer cells, right? So just to talk about them as a brief overview, so we can get more familiar with them as we go on into the immune system. Alright, so let's start with neutrophils first. So I'm pretty sure we mentioned it in more than one video, is that neutrophils, so let's go and write this down, neutrophils are actually classified as a type of phagocyte. All right, they're classified as a type of phagocyte. Also, neutrophils are actually the most common and the most abundant phagocyte, all right, among our white blood cells. Most abundant. So let me go and write this down. Most abundant white blood cell that we have. And a cool thing that they do, I guess we could say, is that what they do is that they ingest, or they take in, they phagocytose, right? They phagocytose, pretty much we can just say, if we want to just say eat, right? They eat whatever pathogen is there. So they eat the pathogen, but if you want more scientific, right, term would be phagocytose. They phagocytose the pathogen, right? And then what they do is that after they phagocytose a pathogen, instead of doing some antigen presentation, they just lyse themselves. All right. So after they eat the pathogen, they destroy themselves. All right. They destroy themselves. And if you've been familiar with this, is that they leave behind pus. All right. So this results in pus. All right. So pus, they leave behind pus because of the fact that they destroy themselves after killing and phagocytosing the pathogen. All right. So that's something that is, I guess, good to know because we experience it in real life too sometimes. All right. So that's neutrophil. That's a brief overview of neutrophils. And they're actually, they can, one more thing we should write is that they usually are in the blood. They're usually circulating in the blood. However, if they come near a tissue where it's infected and where there's a lot of inflammation, they can go from the blood and into that area of infection in the tissue. All right. And another thing to know is that neutrophils, so another thing, just draw it over here. Neutrophils are actually the first ones to get to the area of infection. So they're the first ones, they're the first to get to area of infection. All right. And another thing to know is that neutrophils, right, are actually part of the innate immune system. So innate or non-specific immune system. All right. So the innate or non-specific immune system. All right. And so that's pretty much it for neutrophils. Now let's talk a little bit about stellate macrophages. All right, so let's go and write this down. So stellate macrophages. So stellate macrophages, another word for stellate macrophages are Kupffer cells. All right, so let's go and write that down. So another word for stellate macrophages are Kupffer cells. Kupffer cells. All right. And so these aren't some these are pretty much just, they're still macrophages. They do the same things as macrophages, except they're named differently because, so they're named stellate macrophages or Kupffer cells because they're macrophages that are actually present inside the liver, all right? So these macrophages are present inside the liver, right, that help cleanse the blood also. So whatever, any pathogens in the blood can get taken care of by these Kupffer cells. All right, and so now let's just go over natural killer cells. Okay, so natural killer cells. All right, so natural killer cells are pretty much, they have the same I guess you could say, a function of cytotoxic T cells, except that they're not part of the adaptive or specific immune system. Natural killer cells are part of the non-specific, I always spell that wrong for some reason, I don't know why, are part of the non-specific slash innate immune system. All right, so if they see a cancerous cell, right, they don't have some type of, they don't have like a specific receptor like cytotoxic T cells do, because they're not part of the specific immune system. They're part of the non-specific immune system. So if they see something wrong, right, some wrong protein or a cancerous cell, right, so if the cell is cancerous, it's not gonna care. It's just gonna see a cancerous cell and try to destroy it. So if a natural killer cell sees a cancer cell, it's just gonna lyse it. All right, so it's gonna destroy it, because again, it's not part of the adaptive immune system. Natural killer cells are part of the innate immune system. All right, and so that's pretty much it, right? And make sure to go and watch my previous videos. And one of those videos, I remember talking about um, other white blood cells that are part of the non-specific innate immune system. All right, like eosinophils, basophils. We talk about neutrophils here. I also talk about mast cells and um, also other things, other structures that are related to the innate immune system, like the stomach, skin, mucous membranes, all right, and also other white blood cells too. So this is all I wanted to get through in this video. I hope this video made sense to you guys. I hope to see you guys in my future videos where I'll talk about more cool topics about biochem, physics, and chem. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, like, and subscribe. See you guys later, and stay safe.